Let's shift the focus towards Kazakhstan. This is a country that was once lauded for its Western-style banking reforms, but could it now be paying too high a cost for them? The Central Asian nation is borrowing $5 billion to help compensate banks for the depreciation of assets provided as collateral for loans. Kazakhstan's $100 billion economy has grown at a rate of 10% a year since back in 2000 on the back of course, those rising oil prices. And that, in turn, has sparked a construction boom, which now, sadly, has ground to a halt. I spoke to the head of Kazakhstan's development bank and asked him about the seriousness of the current situation.
As much as everybody else. This is a huge problem, and to a large extent it hasn't been addressed from all the appropriate angles, starting from the fact that it has been treated mainly as a liquidity crisis, and I would strongly argue that it's more of a solvency and asset quality crisis.
How is this affecting Kazakhstan's banks? Now, it's quite interesting because the Kazakh banks were heralded as being the ones that had undertaken the most reforms over the past 2 or 3 years. Yet again, that's partly why they've been the most affected, isn't it?
Yes, but the fact that they've been leading in the reforms in the financial sector of the emerging markets is now paying off. That's why the crisis is not affecting them to the extent that it's affecting the financial institutions of some other emerging markets. So it's extremely important to take into account that even though the Kazakhstan banks have the problems that are widespread in the region as well as in the world, they are coping with them in a pretty good manner.
So you're overseeing this particular fund, which will help also alleviate some of the concerns surrounding the financials in Kazakhstan. What exactly are you planning to do? How worried are you? Could we see a bailout for Kazakh banks?
Oh, no, no whatsoever. I think that the financial system is really in good hands, and under the strong leadership of the president and the current government, led by Masimov, which, by the way, has a pretty competent economic bloc, the crisis measures under the direction of the president has been initiated more than a year ago.